In the JBC, we have to learn to live with it. We might be criticized in our work. As a matter of fact, the JBC has been criticized by many sectors, most of them without adequate knowledge. And I always defend the JBC. I say that this is an innovation that has been started by the Philippines. We should be proud of it. And yet we shut down what we have started just because some people criticize it. It's very difficult to be in the driver's seat, really. It's very easy to criticize. Even in the car, it's very easy to backseat drive. Because once in a while, you just tell the driver, you didn't brake, you stepped on the brake too much. But you put that person on the driver's seat, he wouldn't know how to run the car. He just knows how to criticize. It's always difficult to run a country. It's always difficult to run the judiciary. It's always difficult to run the JBC. Most of the criticisms of the JBC come from lack of knowledge, sometimes from people who has very little knowledge and they begin to think that they know everything. I think this is true. Secretary Gonzalez was nodding his head. This is true not only with regards to the JBC, about everything else about the government. There are many things that people do not know, and they know only a little thing, and on that basis, they think they're the experts already. But as I said, we must learn to live with that. And I always explain, the JBC is an innovation. It cannot be compared to the process before, where it was political in character, where people can just mudsling each other. In the JBC rather is a part of the judiciary. And in the judiciary, we conduct our business with more dignity, more sobriety and solemnity. Unlike in the political field, where the politicians try to attract public attention, whether right or wrong, all they want, Mr. Senator and Mr. Congressman, is that their names are spelled correctly. But it's not to criticize, really, the critics. It's just that they must learn to understand that the process in the JBC is quite different. And that the members of the JBC, as well as the staff, I hope, once the seminar is over, are doing their jobs in all good faith, in all sincerity, and in all industry. In other words, we may not be perfect, but that is the best under the circumstances. And the critics will have to learn to believe that we do our work in all good faith and that we should be judged on the basis of the net results. In the overall scheme of things, are we doing our jobs well or not? The JBC, as I said, has been criticized. And our answer to the criticisms is not just words. It is our own work. And this is one of the answers. That the JBC will perform its work quietly, efficiently, effectively. And this is our program now. To educate ourselves in our work, and thereafter to do our work efficiently and effectively so that we may answer all these criticisms, and more than answering the criticisms, so that we may do our jobs in what I call the 3 S's of our work. Our work can be simplified into 3 S's, isn't it? First is to search for the candidates, the best and the brightest. Second is to screen them. And third, to select from those screened. It's really very simple. I try in my work in the judiciary and elsewhere to simplify things in my mind so that when I'm asked a question, I'm able to get this out of my mind immediately. For instance, if I'm asked, what are the qualities of a good judge? And then I will ask, you want the Constitution or you want my opinion? If you want the Constitution, it's CP. If you want my opinion, it is 4 ins. No? In the same way with us, if you are asked, what do you do in the JBC? Well, I do one of the S's, or the 3 S's. So you will know where you belong. It's just like a carpenter or a mason or an electrician. If a mason is asked, mixing cement, what are you doing? And he says, well, I'm just mixing cement and I'm putting it on this little corner. He doesn't know what he's doing. But if he knows the entire plan, he knows the architecture, he knows the plumbing, he knows the electricals, he knows the carpentry work that will be done, he knows the entire plan, he knows the work that will be done, he will be asked a question and he will, what are you doing? His answer will not be, I'm mixing cement and putting it in this corner. He will say, I'm helping build this edifice. I'm helping build this cathedral. I'm helping build this country. So in our own work, from now on, we will not say, oh, I'm just correcting the grammar of my boss. Or, well, I'm just mixing coffee for my boss. Or, oh, I'm just encoding this letter that was dictated by my computer illiterate boss. Henceforth, I hope, after this seminar, after this workshop, we will all say, well, I'm helping build a better and more reformed judiciary in the Philippines. Maraming salamat.